Welcome back to my channel, rich people. Today we are going to be examining this painstaking question that feels like it's never going to go away, which is how much should I be saving for retirement? Now, I think it's obvious that the more you save, the faster you'll get there, and the less you save, the more time it's going to take, but it's a little bit more complex than meets the eye. So today I want to take you through this fun little analysis that I did. Because yes, while personal finance is personal, I still had this hunch there was probably a save rate that was going to really nicely strike the balance between preparing for the future and not sacrificing too much in the present. So to begin today, we need to establish one key principle. This is that all spending and saving rates are created equal for the purposes of determining these types of timelines. We're dealing with percentages, so it's all proportional. For example, someone who earns $50,000 and someone who earns $500,000, if they're both saving 25%, that means they're spending the other 75%, right? They will both reach financial freedom in about 26 years. The only difference is that obviously the person who's making $500K is going to get to spend a lot more along the way, but their timelines are the same. That's the key point. This is because if we know their income and we know how much they're saving, we can back into the number they're spending, and that tells us what their financial independence number is. Then it's just a simple, okay, if Becky is traveling down the highway at 60 miles per hour and she's going somewhere that's 500 miles away, how many hours will it take her? And I'm getting PTSD, so I'm gonna stop. Now, of course, this is all perfectly fine in a Google Sheets vacuum, but in reality, most people probably going to earn different amounts of money throughout their lives, probably going to save different amounts of money throughout their lives. And someone at 21 is going to have a harder time saving 50% of their income than someone at 41 because you're probably not making as much money at 21. Another quick thing to note before I do my big reveal is that while most people think about their salary in terms of gross numbers, their before tax numbers, if you want to be really specific, you probably want to use net income because that's going to give you a way more accurate picture. And remember that doing some of this saving and investing inside of your pre-tax retirement accounts is going to lower your tax burden and make this overall process a little bit faster. But by using this framework, we can ask, where am I going to get the most bang for my saved buck? Where is the ROI the highest? And it can help us determine when am I actually maybe saving too much? So take a look at this. When you go from saving 10% of your net income to 15%, your timeline to financial independence shortens from 41 years to 34 years. Just 1 percentage point increase shaves 7 years off your timeline. But as you save more, that impact gets smaller and smaller. Notice how a 5 percentage point increase from 45 to 50% is only going to knock off about 2 years. So we're starting to see where you're going to get diminishing returns for extra effort. Another way to think about this is that the less you're saving now, the more incremental gain you're going to get from those little bumps. But if you're already saving 65% of your income and you're really straining to get to 70, you're probably wasting your time. Another thing is probably becoming obvious too, which is that the more you earn, the easier this is. If you make $250,000 per year and you're trying to save 50% of it, living on $125K, you're probably not making too many sacrifices. Whereas if you're trying to save 50% of your income on $45,000 per year, I don't really know many people who don't live in vans that are going to be okay with that. And this is important, right? Because all of these numbers that we're talking about, the calculations that we're doing, they're telling us how long it's going to take to accumulate a nest egg that can support our current lifestyle and our current spending habits in perpetuity. So sustainability is really important. All that to say, if you have to live a lifestyle as if you just got off the Mayflower in order to make this happen, probably not going to work out. And that's why I think it's really important once you get the basics down to focus on increasing your income rather than pouring more incremental energy into finding another subscription to cut or skipping appetizers at a restaurant. So, with all of that in mind, what is the perfect save rate? In looking at the results, I'm kind of keying in on that 35 to 40% range for a few reasons. Number one is that while it's challenging, I don't think it's impossible. It's something that I think most people who are focused on increasing their income and living beneath their means can achieve and work their way up to. It also means that you're going to go from $0 to full financial independence in just about 20 years, which means even someone who's starting from square one at age 45 could still retire on time with this save rate. So it's not like you have to start when you're 22 or all hope is lost. And number 3, it does look like the point to me where diminishing returns kind of start to kick in. Because it's the point where you're going from 3 or more years shaved off the timeline for every incremental 5 percentage point increase down to 1 or 2 years per 5 percentage point increase. And if you're discouraged or you feel like 20 years is still just way too long, think about it this way. Because of the magic of compounding returns, once you reach that halfway point, you're actually more like 75% of the way there. If you're using a $100,000 example with a 35% post-tax savings rate, it's gonna take 18 years to go from $0 to halfway to financial freedom, or to build up a nest egg of about $1.5 million on your way to your $3 million goal. But it's only gonna take about 6 years to go the rest of the way, which means the second half takes a third as long as the first half. 18 years to get halfway there, 6 years to finish the job, which has really nice implications for you if you get to that point and you're like, okay, I want to taper back a little bit, because the compounding is going to start to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you at that point. And if you want to get really specific about your numbers, every single wealth planner has a financial independence tab in it that is going to take into account your invested assets, your income, the parameters that you want to use, and your current spending amount to show you your projected trajectory into the future. That's all for this week. And if you like these videos, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel and tell me in the comments what save rate you are currently gunning for. Bye.